You can sit cross-legged. You can sit on your knees, whatever feels best for you. You can gently start to rock side to side, coming into a comfortable seat. Maybe you start to roll the shoulders up to the ears, roll it back down along the spine. Then maybe you imagine that there's a string at the top of your head that pulls you up towards the sky, lengthening your spine. You can either have a soft gaze down at the grass, or if you feel safe to do so, you can close your eyes. Start to bring your awareness to your breath, taking long, deep inhalations in through the nose. Big, open mouth sigh, let it go, release. If you'd like to take a body scan, you start from the crown of the head, scanning down, just tuning in with how the body feels in this moment. We'll do this again at the end of class. Just observing, noticing, no judgments here. So slowly scanning down the body, releasing tension in between the eyebrows, releasing tension in the jaw, releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth, continuing down along through the neck, the shoulders, through the arms, all the way out through the fingertips, and then starting up top at the chest, continuing to scan down through the abdomen, through the hips, through your legs, and finally all the way out through your toes. If you notice that the mind is starting to wander, it's okay. Just bring it back into this space. Maybe notice the wind gently moving across your skin. Maybe in that body scan, you notice a part of the body that may need more attention today. That's okay. Honor it. And just observe. We'll be here for a few more moments. I'm going to go quiet, allow you to connect to your breath. And again, if you notice the mind starts to wander, just bring it back, observe, come back to your breath. For your class, you can do that now. Maybe that is becoming more in tune with your body, becoming more aware with your breath, maybe becoming stronger, maybe just noticing yourself a little bit more, or maybe it's nothing at all. You can seal that in now. If your eyes are closed, you can start to slowly open them up. We'll come back into this space. All right, great job, everyone. We are going to move straight into a cat and cow. Bring some movement back into the body. So however is best for you, you can either press yourself forward and uncross your legs, or you can simply move your legs out to the side. We'll come into a cat and cow. So a tabletop position. Spread all 10 fingers super wide. Pointer finger faces forward. Hands are directly underneath the shoulder. Hips are directly on top of the knees. Knees are about hip distance apart. You can always measure that by bringing your palms together, fists together, and bringing that in between your knees. Your toes can either be flat on the floor or you can curl your toes under, whatever feels best for you. Moving into cat and cow. On your next inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, start to lift, gaze up. And exhale, tuck tailbone under, press the ground away, gazing down towards the mat, towards your knees, your thighs, maybe one day towards your navel. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, lift, gaze up. And exhale, tuck tailbone under, press the ground away. Now I invite you to continue moving through these two movements. And if you would like to add on, you're more than welcome to do so, whatever feels best for you. You can either shift forward, shoulders move past wrist, and then bring shoulders and hips over to the right side. Hips come back towards the heels, and then shoulders and hips move to the left side, and then finally shoulders come up to the top, and then go the opposite direction. So making these large circles with the body, that's one option for you today. Another option is to try to make some figure eights with the body. So the shoulders and hips move in opposite directions. And there's no right or wrong way to do this, but just simply articulating the spine, moving in lots of different directions. Maybe you bend one elbow at a time, getting into all the nooks and crannies of the shoulders and in the hips. Maybe you close your eyes here, start to make some circles with the neck. Everybody will be a little bit different. We'll be here for a few more moments. We're going to move into a wrist stretch after this. So we'll also be in the same position. Just letting this feel good. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Final big breath. And at the end of your next exhale, wherever you are, come back into a tabletop position. We're gonna move into a wrist stretch here. I know we're always on our phone, maybe we're on our computers. There's 2 options for you. You can either turn your hands out to face the side of the mat, and you can gently rock side to side. You'll start to feel that stretch in the heel of the hand. Your other option, if it feels okay on your wrist, is to externally turn your hands all the way out to the sides and back towards your thighs, so the heels of your hands are facing the front of our space. From here, you will gently rock the hips back towards the heels, and you'll feel a deep stretch in those wrists. You can either stay static, or you can gently rock forward and back if that feels better for you. See what option feels best. You can explore having the fingers back, and then you can shift them over to the left and right side as well and rock side to side, whatever feels good for you. We'll be here for a few more moments, and then we'll move into our next pose, thread the needle. This pose involves a deep stretch in that shoulder. If that doesn't feel good for you, you can always stay back in this cat and cow tabletop position and continue stretching out here. One more big breath. And exhale. All right, start to come back into our neutral tabletop position. So turn the fingers to face the front of the space, pointer finger faces forward, hips on top of heels, moving into thread the needle. Start to ground into the left hand. Inhale, right arm reaches out to the side. Gaze follows the hand. Look up towards the sky. And exhale, wiggle those right fingers. Bring the right hand in between the space between the left wrist and the left knee. Right shoulder comes down towards the mat. Palm is facing up. You can stay here. If you want more, you can either walk your left hand up towards the top of the mat, getting deeper into that tricep stretch, or you can wrap that hand behind your left thigh. Yes, if you're reaching the hand behind you, see if you can square the hips. Excellent job, Ozzy, I see you. Great adjustment back there. Great job, everyone. And yes, if it's in your practice, you can even lift up your left knee as well. If you fall over, that's totally okay. If you're lifting that back leg, see if you can kick it towards the space behind you. Keep that hip in line, so bring that leg lower down in line with the hip. Yes, even lower, a little lower. Yes, you got it, great job. Activate that. either stay here. You can either stay here. You can wrap that right hand behind the back. You can bring those right hands up towards the top of the mat. Or you can kick that back leg behind you, opposite leg as before. If that back leg is lifting behind you, make sure that the toes are facing down towards the floor. Back leg is in line with the hip, so not as high as you think it needs to be. If you fall, totally okay. Just come out of it. Just roll back into place. And as always, you can always just stay in a cat and cow if this doesn't feel good for you today. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Final breath. And exhale. Start to come out of it the same way that you got back into it. Inhale, left arm reaches up towards the sky. And exhale, bring that hand back down. Excellent job, everyone. We're going to slowly start to come up into our first downward facing dog of class. Begin to curl toes under. Lift hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. So starting with a very strong foundation, spread all 10 fingers out really wide. Pointer finger faces forward. Both feet, imagine that they're on railroad tracks. So they're about hip distance apart. You can generously bend into those knees. Lift those heels up. And the goal here is to press the hips all the way back towards the space. Your triceps are in line with your ears. If you'd like to introduce some movement into the body, now's your chance. You can try to bend one knee at a time. You can shake the head yes, and then shake the head no. And then maybe just take a moment to notice how this downward facing dog feels compared to the end of class. We'll take one more breath here all together. Take a big breath here in through the nose. Big open outside, let it go. Start to bend the knees, look towards the front of our space, and slowly walk the feet to meet the hands. We all meet in a forward fold position. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can always take this seated as well. If there's any other contraindications that you need. Forward fold position, 2 options for you. You can either grab opposite elbow and gently rock side to side. Bending one knee at a time. This will elongate and release tension in the low back, elongating the spine. Or your other option today is to interlace fingers behind the back. You can keep it here and press the hands away from you. If you have a towel or something else and you can't quite reach your hands, that's another way to introduce more space. Or you can also, if you want to get deeper in the stretch, reach your arms up overhead. And then from here, gently bend one knee at a time as you walk side to side. Imagining that you're metronome, opening up space in the shoulders. Do what feels best for you. We'll be here for a few more breaths before we move into our sun salutations. Bringing some heat into this body. I know it's a bit chilly. We're gonna, I promise you, we'll build some heat in class. One more big breath here. Inhale. Big open mouth sigh. Let it go. Beautiful job, everyone. Wherever you are, release your hands. Hang heavy here. On your next inhale, soft bend to the knees. Start to slowly roll up to a standing position, stacking one vertebrae at a time. When you get up to the top, roll the shoulders up to the ears, pull it back down, palms face forward. All right, beautiful, everyone. We're gonna move through 2 rounds of our sun salutations. Our first one, we always modify. So I will be demonstrating that at the front for this first round. After that, we'll be doing our full vinyasas, so our chaturangas, feeling really strong. If at any time you need to skip these, feel free to take a child's pose or just move directly into a downward facing dog, whatever feels best for you. All right, starting at the top of the mat, feet come together, heels are slightly apart, arms are by your side. On your next inhale, bend your knees, sweep arms up overhead, reach up towards the sky. And exhale, swan dive forward. Soft bend of the knees, hinging forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come on shins, on thighs. Roll the shoulders back. Imagine that you're making an L shape with the body. Exhale, bend the knees. Place hands on mat. Step back into a high plank position. We're here for just a moment. Lower the knees down. Untuck toes. Coming into a low cobra. Glue elbows into your side. Squeeze elbows in. Lower the chest down all the way. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, low cobra. And exhale, lower the chest down. Coming into a child's pose. Start to lift the chest up, hips come towards heels, child's pose. Start to curl toes under, lift hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. We've been here before. Take a moment to check in with your alignment. We take one more big breath here. Big open mouth sigh. Start to come back into stillness. Bend the knees. Look towards the front of your mat. Start to slowly walk your feet to meet your hands. Hang heavy here. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release. Ground into the feet. Root to rise. Inhale, sweep arms out to the side. Reach up overhead. And exhale, bring hands back to heart center. Release them on your side. Beautiful job, everyone. We're going to do that same thing. I'm going to build up on top of that. So that was a modified version. Feel free to take that if you'd like. But moving forward, we're doing a full chaturanga push-ups. All right, hands are by your side. Inhale, bend into the knees. Sweep arms up overhead. Reach up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Soft bend of the knees, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands go on the mat. Step back into a high plank position. Option to modify by lowering the knees down. Otherwise, high plank. Grip all 10 fingers here. Start to shift shoulders past wrists. Glue elbows into your side. Imagine grasshopper legs. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll to the tops of your feet. Lower the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Excellent job. We take 2 breaths here. Maybe shaking it out, bending one knee at a time. One more big breath here. And at the end of your next exhale, start to come back into stillness. Bend the knees, look towards the front of your mat. Slowly walk the feet to meet your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release. Ground into the feet. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead, reach up towards the sky. And exhale, bring hands back to heart center and release your hands by your side. Excellent job, everyone. We're moving into a sun B, so we're going to move into a chair pose. So from here, start to bend into your knees. Sweep hands across your mat. Arms lift up overhead, chair pose. So a couple of things to note here. Make sure that the knees aren't going past your ankles. See if instead you can press your hips back. Arms are in line with your head. And if you feel tightness in those traps, try opening the hands wider and then turn pinkies in. Nice, great adjustment, everyone. We are here for a few more breaths. You can either stay here, or if you want to build up more strength, engage the core, take a big breath here, inhale. Exhale, maybe you sink a little bit lower. I know, quads on fire, all the way back in the heels. 2 more breaths here. Maybe sinking even lower. Yes, you can. Final breath. And exhale, forward fold, let it go. Bend one knee at a time. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Your choice of a vinyasa here. Take it or leave it. Hands go on the mat. Inhale, upward face. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on mat. Step back into a high plank position. Option to modify. Otherwise, lowering down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful job, everyone. We're going to move into a high crescent lunge. On your next inhale, lift right leg up. And exhale, step right leg in front of you. Lift that left heel. Hands go on hips. Inhale, lift the chest up. All right, make sure that we have that nice strong foundation. Bend into right knee directly on top of right ankle. Left heel is lifted up. Once you feel nice and strong, on your next inhale, arms lift up overhead. Roll shoulders away from ears. If this feels like too much for you, you can always keep the hands on hips, or you can even lower back that back knee for a more strong base. All right, you can again either stay here or we're going to build onto it. Turn palms to face the front of our space. We're gonna imagine that we're gonna pull down on a pull-up bar, moving into cactus arms. Take a big breath here, inhale. Exhale, pulling down. 2 more just like that, opening the chest. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, lower down. Doesn't this feel so good in the shoulders? Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, pull down, squeeze shoulder blades together. Beautiful. Inhale, arms lift up. And exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down to the floor. Step right foot back, downward facing dog. Option to take a vinyasa, stay in downward facing dog, or even take a child's pose, whatever feels best for you. We will meet all together back in your downward facing dog. Beautiful job, everyone. No rush at all. If you're in a child's pose, starting to meet us back in our downward facing dog if you would like. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So from your downward facing dog, on your next inhale, lift arms leg up. And exhale, step left foot in between the hands. Keep right heel lifted. Hands go on hips. Inhale, lift the chest up. So having that nice strong base, first making sure that that left knee is directly on top of your left ankle. Right heel is lifted. And if you need more support, you can always toe heel that front foot out to the side of the mat to create a wider base, a more solid base. From here, once you feel nice and strong, on your next inhale, lift arms up overhead. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And again, same as before, you can either stay here, hands can go on hips if you need more support, or you can even lower that back knee down if you need even more support today, whatever feels best for you. Otherwise, we are starting to build up on top of this. Start to turn your palms to face the front of our space. We're going to move into that pull down position. Take a big breath here, inhale. Exhale, pull down, opening the chest. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, lift, and exhale, pull down. Final one here, inhale, lift, and exhale, pull down. Biggest one of the day, let it feel good. Inhale, arms lift up overhead. And exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down to the floor. Your choice of a vinyasa here. Step that right foot back, either staying in a downward facing dog, lowering down to a child's pose, or do whatever feels best for you. Beautiful job, everyone. Moving into our next series of postures here today, listen carefully. We're going to move into a warrior one. From your downward facing dog, pivot your left foot down, step the right foot behind your right wrist. So shortening our stance here, place hands on hips. Inhale, lift the chest up. So not quite as big of a stance as our high crescent lunge. We're gonna bend into that right knee. Press into the pinky side edge of that back foot. Use your hands on your hips. Try to square the hips towards the front of our space. Excellent job. Once you feel nice and strong in that foundation, on your next inhale, lift arms up overhead. 2 options for you here. You can either have palms facing in towards each other, or you can place palms together and lift up towards the sky. Lift the gaze up towards the sky. If you are lifting the gaze up towards the sky, keep that bend in that front knee. I know it's easy to forget when you're not looking at it. If you can, see if you can keep that back heel lowered on the floor. Nice, great adjustment. And continue pressing into that pinky side edge. Beautiful job, everyone. I know this is challenging. 1 more big breath here. And wherever you are, on your next exhale, gently release your hands down to your hips. Start to straighten that left leg, moving into pyramid pose, soft bend of that front knee. Roll the shoulders back, take a big breath here, inhale. Exhale, if it feels available for you, start to hinge from the hips, diving forward, gaze at your front big toe. Some options for you, you can either stay here, you can start to lower the hands down to the floor, tenting up on those fingers, maybe lowering the hands all the way down, head comes to that front knee, or you can just keep your hands on your hips. The goal here is to try to keep that front knee nice and straight. If you keep it bent, you will lose that stretch in that hamstring. Excellent job. And again, you don't need to go super deep to get that bend. You can still, or rather to get that stretch, you can get that stretch by keeping your hands on your hips and keeping the chest parallel to the floor. Excellent job. We're here for a few more breaths. Final big breath here. Inhale. And at the end of your next exhale, start to bring hands towards your hips wherever you are. On your next inhale, start to lift chest up. We're gonna close out this series with a humble warrior. Start to release the hands behind you. The option to stay here, or you can press the hands away from you. Start to lift, gaze up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bend into that front knee. Humble warrior, head comes down towards the front knee, arms can reach up overhead. So getting even deeper in that shoulder stretch. Keep pressing into that pinky side edge of that back leg. Knee is directly on top of that ankle. One more big breath here. And finally, at the end of your next exhale, release the hands, arms lift up overhead. Inhale, lifting up. And finally, exhale, carvel the hands all the way down to the floor. Option to step back into a downward facing dog, staying here, or taking your vinyasa, shifting forward, high plank. Option to modify, as always, by lowering the knees down. Coming down chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Doing the same thing on the other side in just a moment. All right, beautiful job, everyone. So again, moving into that warrior one. This time, pivot the right foot down, 45-degree angle. Step left foot behind left hand, shortening our stance. Hands go on hips. Inhale, lift the chest. So again, making sure that we have that nice, strong foundation. Making sure we're bending in with that front knee. Press into the pinky side edge of that back foot. Hands on hips. See if you can square the hips forward. And then reactivate that back leg. Nice, everyone. Looks great. On your next inhale, arms lift up overhead. Same as before, two options for you. Either palms are facing in, or bring palms together and lift gaze up towards the sky. If you are looking up, keep that bend in that front knee. Sometimes we lose the attention in that bend because we're not looking there. Beautiful, beautiful. Two more big breaths. Final big breath. Yes, you can. And at the end of your next exhale, wherever you are, release your hands to your hips. Begin to straighten that front knee. Soft bend, so not locking it out. Roll the shoulders back. Take a big breath here. Inhale. Exhale, hinging from the hips. Lowering the chest down. Chest comes parallel to the floor. Gaze at that front big toe. Keep pressing into that pinky side edge. Same as before, you can stay here, feeling that deep stretch in the hamstring and in the calf. If you want more, maybe lowering the hands down, tenting up on those fingers for more height. And maybe one day, lowering the hands all the way down to the floor. Head comes towards knee, pyramid pose. Whatever option feels good for you. The goal here is to keep that front knee as straight as can without locking it out. So you feel that deep stretch in the back of the leg and the posterior chain. And again, you don't need to lower the hands all the way down. You may actually feel a deeper stretch by keeping the chest parallel to the floor, and then you are able to keep the legs straighter. That is the goal. Whatever feels good for you. Beautiful job. Yes, you can. One more big breath. And at the end of your next exhale, wherever you are, begin to place hands on your hips. Inhale to lift the chest up. Final pose of this series. Start to interlace fingers behind the back, this time doing it the opposite way that you did before. You can either stay here with hands at hips, or you can press the hands behind you. Start to lift gaze up. Exhale, humble warrior. Bend into that front knee. Arms either staying by the hips or reaching arms up overhead. Make sure that front knee is directly on top of that ankle. Press into the pinky side edge of that back foot. 2 more breaths here. Yes. Let this feel good, opening up the shoulders. Final big breath here. Exhale, start to slowly release the interlace of the fingers. Inhale, arms reach up overhead just to flush it out. And exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down to the floor. Step that front foot back, a downward facing dog. As always, you can stay here. You can take a child's pose or your choice of a vinyasa. We all meet in a downward facing dog. No rush at all to get there. Beautiful job, everyone. All right, love it or hate it. We're gonna take a plank right after this. You always have the option to skip this. You can take a child's pose. Otherwise, moving into a plank. So from your downward facing dog, shifting forward, high plank. Option to modify by lowering the knees down. Or if you have any wrist sensitivities, you can always lower down to your forearms. Whatever feels best for you. Time is on the clock. I'm gonna do it here with you. Make sure that your shoulders are directly on top of your elbows. Make sure that you're lifting the heels up towards the sky. Hips should be in line with your shoulders. Make sure that you're breathing. And finally, one of the hardest things to do in this pose, maybe even trying to bring a smile to the corner of the lips. I got one right there, I see you. I see 2. I see 3. Anyone else? I see 4, 5. Yes! Maybe we can stay here even longer. I'm just kidding. We're here for 10 more seconds. I see another smile back there. 6, 7. Oh, I see a frown. I see someone who absolutely hates me right now. I totally get that. This is hard, but you can. You're so strong. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those knees. Lower those knees down. Come and take a child's pose. Wow. If you guys are having some heat on this cold day, I don't know what else I can do for you. Take a quick breath. Grab some water if you need it. I think that's the hardest part of the class. If you can get through that, you can get through anything. It's good to do some hard things early in the day, because then you don't have to, anything else you do in the rest of the day will be easy. Take a couple of quick breaths here. We have just one more quick series. Then we're gonna do our wide-legged forward fold, our peak pose. We're gonna hit a tree pose, and then we're gonna cool down. Do your spa towels after this. All right, wherever you are. Start to lift back up, downward facing dog. Absolutely no rush to get there. Here we go. Downward facing dog. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Let it feel good. Let's all take one big breath here all together. Take a big breath here in through the nose. Big open mouth side. Let it go. On your next inhale, ground into the left foot. Inhale, right leg lifts. Stack that right hip on top of your hip. Right knee rather, on top of your hip. And start to open that knee, making circles with the knees, circles with the ankle. Opening that hip flexor 3 times in one direction. And then 3 times in the opposite direction. Just letting this feel good. Once you've made those circles, kick that right leg down. Right toes face towards the floor. Step that right foot in between your hands. Pivot your left foot down. 45-degree angle. Coming into a warrior 2. On your next inhale, lift arms up overhead. Arms open out to a T. Make sure you're bending into that front knee. Press into that pinky side of that back leg. Shoulders directly on top of the hips. Palms are facing down. Roll the shoulders up to the ears. Roll them back down. And And two options for you here. You can either stay here, you can place hands on the hips if you need a little bit more support today, or one of my favorite wrist stretches, press two walls away from you. Fingers are facing up towards the sky, stretching out the heels of the hands. Nice job, everyone. So make sure that you're opening your arms out to the side, if that feels okay for you. All right. One more big stretch here. And exhale. Start to straighten that front leg. Press the hips out behind you, moving into a triangle pose. Soft bend in that front heel. Reach, 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 reach forward. Hand comes down either to the thigh or towards the shin. And then the opposite arm, your right arm lifts up towards the sky. Beautiful, beautiful job. You would like more energy, I already see you there. You can always try to get light in that right hand, maybe lifting it out to the side, stretching out those obliques, strengthening. And if it feels like too much with that lifted hand, you can always place that on your hip as well if you need to modify in your class today. Imagine that you're in between two planes of glass to make sure that that shoulder is directly on top of your hip. One more big breath here. And exhale, start to bend into that front leg. Moving into a warrior two for just a moment. Lift that front palm up. Reach, reach, reach forward. And exhale, reverse your warrior. Hand comes up, opposite hand to the hips, to the thigh, or maybe one day all the way to the calf. Reach behind you. And exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Take your child's pose, or take your choice of your vinyasa, whatever you would like. We're gonna do the other side of this, moving into our wide-legged forward fold, then our peak pose, tree pose, and then our cool down for today. All right, on your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Same as before, stack that hip on top of the other. Make some circles with the knees, circles with the ankle. Go 3 times in one direction, and then 3 times in the opposite direction. Beautiful job, everyone. Start to kick that left foot back behind you. Left toes face down. Look towards the front of the mat. Step the left foot in front of you. Beautiful. Doing the same thing on the other side. This time, pivot that right leg behind you. Inhale, warrior two. Arms lift up. Coming into that T shape. So your right hand's behind you. Bending into that front knee. Gaze past the middle finger of that left hand. Roll the shoulders up to the ears. Roll it back down. Press into that pinky side edge of that back foot. Continue bending into that front. Again, you can stay here. You can make circles with the wrist. Or you can take that wrist stretch by pressing 2 walls away from you. Fingers lifting up towards the sky, stretching out the heels of the hands. 2 more big breaths here. Yes, you can. Feeling strong in this pose. Warrior two. Final big breath. And exhale, start to straighten that front leg. Reach, reach, reach forward. Hip comes back behind you. Left hand comes down to left thigh, left shin, and right arm reaches up overhead. Again, if you need more support today, that overhead hand can come onto the hip. And if you want to feel even stronger in this pose, maybe you try getting light on that left hand and reaching that left hand in front of you. Stretching out the obliques. Imagine that you're in between 2 planes of glass. So making sure that that shoulder is directly on top of your hip, in line with your hip. All right, couple more breaths here. Final big breath. And exhale, start to bend into that front leg, coming back into a warrior two. Flip that left palm up, reach, reach forward, and reverse your warrior. Left arm comes up, right hand on right thigh, right calf, reaching behind you. And exhale, shake it out. Cartwheel the hands all the way down to the floor. Step that left foot back, downward facing dog. Option to stay here, your vinyasa, child's pose, whatever feels best for you. Beautiful job, everyone. We're going to move into a wide-legged forward fold. You can either take this lifted or you can take this seated. But from your downward facing dog, on your next inhale, lift your left leg up. Step your left foot in front of you. Start to turn to face the whale. Yes, okay, we did it right. And then start to turn both feet to face the whale. Toes go in, heels go out, pizza shape. Place hands on hips, and on your next inhale, lift up. All right, so wide-legged forward fold. What I was saying earlier is you probably can't see me, but we did this demo at the beginning of class. So chest comes up, inhale, roll the shoulders away from you, gaze goes up towards the ceiling, and exhale, hinge from the hips, dive forward, wide-legged forward fold. Again, you can always do this from a seated position if that feels better for you. Couple options for you to make this feel best for you. You can grab opposite elbow, rock side to side, releasing the low back. You can interlace fingers behind the back. And as we've done in a lot of other poses, bring those arms up overhead, stretching out the shoulders. If you want to get into a nice deep twist, two options for you here. You can either place your left hand to the center of the mat, and on your next inhale, lift right arm up. Or to get even deeper, bring that left hand to the pinky side edge of that right foot. And from here, inhale, right arm lifts up. Lots of options for you, doing whatever feels good for you. If a tripod headstand is in your practice and you want to take that and you feel safe to do so, you can always do that as well. Lots of options. If you're doing those twists, just making sure that you're balancing out your practice. We're taking the other side if you want to do that. We're going to be here for a few more moments before we move into our peak pose, tree pose, in honor of our beautiful eucalyptus tree. And then we're going to move into our cool down. Wherever you are, two more big breaths. Final big breath. If you're taking that tripod headstand, yes, I see you. Great job. Start to bring it back down. If you're taking any of those twists, start to come back to center. Wherever you are, bring your hands on your hips. On your next inhale, start to lift back up. Wonderful job, everyone. We are almost done with class. We're moving into our peak pose. So start to step towards the back of your mat, but come to face me. Excellent job. We're going to do tree pose in honor of our beautiful tree, the eucalyptus tree, and we have our eucalyptus towels. It's beautiful. Okay, coming into tree pose, you may already know how to do this. I'm going to mirror you, so I'm going to do my best to say this right opposite. Start to ground into that right foot. Hands go on heels. Left foot can either come on your calf, or you can start to lift that up to the inside of that right thigh. Pressing that foot into the thigh, we'll keep it lifted there. Yes, you can, you've got it. If you want to play around with your balance even more, bring the hands to a prayer pose. And if you want even more, start to lift those tree branches up, maybe opening it out. Try to find a fixed place, not moving, help you with your balance. And then from here, if you want even more of a challenge, imagine that you're a tree blowing in the wind, gently moving your branches side to side. So really strengthening our ankles here, building strength in the obliques. Nice job. Two more big breaths here. Final big breath. And wherever you are, we'll start to come back to center, and then release your foot all the way down. Shake out that right foot. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Beautiful job, everyone. This time, rounding into that left foot. Right foot comes up on your calf, or you can bring it on your thigh. As long as it's not on your knee joint, we'll be okay. Hands can go on hips. You can bring hands to prayer. Or in your next inhale, start to grow those branches out. Arms open out to the side. Feeling nice and strong. Or you can even take that challenge by moving like branches in the wind. Moving out to the side. So really pressing into all of your toes and your ankles. Feeling strong. Trying to find a fixed place to focus on, or drishti. Two more big breaths here. Yes, you can. You may notice that one ankle is stronger than the other. This is good. It's nice to build strength and equality into both sides of the body. Once you feel done with that, start to bring your hands back to center. And then release. Shake it out. Great job. All right, we're gonna shake it out. Our final vinyasa of the day. Take it or leave it. Turn to face the front. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead. Reach, reach, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, hands come back down. Step back. Your choice, chaturanga or a cobra. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we're actually just gonna lower the knees down. Take a child's pose. Slowing down our breath, slowing down our heart rate, giving yourself a huge pat on the back for showing up for yourself, showing up for your practice. On your next inhale, start to lift up into a tabletop. And then however is best for you, we're going to come lying on our back. So you can either cross your ankles, press your hips up, and then bring your feet out in front of you, or bring your legs out to the side, whatever feels best for you. Coming into a seated position, grab the back of your thighs, slowly lower down all the way. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Right ankle comes on top of left thigh, supine figure four. Few options for you. You can either take your right hand and press your right knee away, or you can lift that left foot up and interlace the fingers behind the left thigh or the front of the left shin. You can either stay still or gently rock side to side. Letting this feel good. Getting into those hips. Maybe closing your eyes here, if that feels good. We'll take 2 more big breaths here. And exhale. Whenever you're ready, we'll start to get ready to switch sides. So start to bring that right foot down to the floor. On your next inhale, left leg lifts. Bring the left ankle on top of the right. And then same as before, you can either press that left knee away with the left hand, or you can reach between the space between the thighs and interlace the fingers behind the right thigh or the front of the right shin. You can stay still, you can stay static. You can try alternating, pointing and flexing your feet. Noticing that makes a difference. Nice job. Maybe coming back to that intention that you set at the beginning of class. Just noticing, observing, bringing your breath in. Take 2 more big breaths here. Final breath. Exhale. Start to come out of it. Both feet come to the floor. Going to do a supine twist. Bring your feet together. Release your hands by your side. On your next inhale, lift the hips up. Bring them 3 inches over to the left. Let the knees fall to the right. Option to gaze at the sky, or you can gaze past your left shoulder. Arms can be open out to a side, to a T, to a cactus, whatever feels good for you, or if you're short on space, totally understand. You can close the eyes. These spinal twists are really good for the spine, just stretching out all the space in between each vertebrae. We're gonna do this on the other side, and we're going to move into a happy baby in our shavasana. 2 more big breaths here. The end of your next exhale. Start to move out a bit. Inhale to bring your knees back to center, and then switch sides, grounded to the feet. Hips come over to the right, knees fall to the left. Same as before, either gazing up at the sky or gazing past opposite shoulder. You can either have a soft gaze or maybe even closing your eyes. quieting the breath, quieting the mind, coming into this practice. We'll take 2 more breaths here before we move into our happy baby, and then you are more than welcome to finish out class whatever pose you would like. Whenever you feel ready, start to come back to center. Final pose of class, happy baby. Bring the knees to the chest. You can either grab the outside of your ankles or the pinky side edge of your feet. And you can either stay still or you can rock side to side. You can straighten one leg at a time. You can close your eyes here. You can just do whatever feels good. After this, we're going to move into our Shavasana. But if there's any other pose you would like to take after this, you're more than welcome to do so. Maybe that's a shoulder stand, a plow, whatever feels good for you in this moment. We're going to move into our Shavasana whenever you feel done. And as I mentioned at the beginning of class, we're going to pass out our eucalyptus towels. If you would not like a towel, simply cross your hands over your chest. So hands come to opposite shoulders, making a cross, and we'll be sure to skip you. But whenever you feel ready, coming into your Shavasana, lying on your back, feet come out in front of you. Palms can either be by your side, or you can place your left hand on your heart and the right hand on the belly. I'm gonna go quiet. I'm gonna allow you to come into your meditation. We're gonna pass out those towels if you want them. We would like to take a body scan like we did at the beginning of class. I'll do it really quick before I go quiet. So starting at the crown of your head, imagine that you're releasing tension in between the eyebrows, releasing tension in your jaw, releasing tension in your neck, your shoulders, through your arms, all the way out through your fingertips. And then starting at the top of your chest, through your abdomen, through the hips, all the way out through the legs, and finally out through your toes. I will wake you up when we are ready to go, but for now, we're in our Shavasana. I'm going to go quiet. I'll allow you to close out your practice. Thank you. fingers. If you would like to stay here longer, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, on your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, point your toes, get as big as you can. And exhale, release. Start to roll over onto one side and gently push yourself up into a seated position. We're going to close out our practice the same way we started, with a few final closing breaths. Maybe cross your legs the opposite way that you usually do, just to bring some balance into the body. Maybe you gently rock side to side, coming into a comfortable seat. Roll the shoulders up to the ears. Maybe see if you can sit up a little bit taller. 3 final breaths here. Option to close the eyes or have a soft gaze. Inhale, breathing in through the nose. Big open mouth sigh. Inhale, breathe in through the nose. Big open mouth sigh. Final breath here. Breathe in through the nose. Hold it at the top. See if you can sip in a little bit more air. Biggest sigh of the day. Let it all go. Alright, start to slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. We're here. Thank you everyone for coming out. Wonderful job in class today. So great to see you. Thank you for showing up for yourselves. Thank you for showing up for each other. And as always, thank you for showing up just as you are. My name is Elisha. We're going to be here all summer long. We're going to be here all the way until October. You can check the schedule. I think it's out here at the front. If you can bring those gray towels up here at the front and place them back into the red bins, that would be greatly appreciated. If you borrowed a yoga mat, if you can bring it up to the front, we'll collect them. Donations are greatly appreciated. I have a Venmo code and a tip jar here at the front. Take some water if you need it. For our welcome party, I have a intention station here at the front. If you would like to leave an intention, you can write on the chalkboard, and you can take a picture as a little memento to take home with you. Feel free to stay later. We have our bar here at the back from our friends here at Illuminate. And there's gonna be some live music afterwards, some fun lawn games. So be sure to hang out. Otherwise, come free, talk to me after class. I would love to meet you. Come say hi. And as always, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much. Bye.